Hello, my name is Connie Liu. I'm an undergraduate at MIT, and today we're going to be doing a concept question about plant structures. And our focus today is going to be on chloroplasts. So chloroplasts are really interesting because they're what undergo photosynthesis within a plant cell. And photosynthesis is the way that plant cells are able to convert sunlight into sugars, which is pretty cool. And they use CO2 and sunlight and water in order to do that, which is why you can't just leave a plant in a box and expect it to be alive, because then it won't be able to get the sunlight or the carbon dioxide that it needs, and that's why you have to water plants as well. Another thing is there's a theory that if you talk to plants, they grow better, and that's because you have that carbon dioxide going to the plant as you talk to it. So there is a hypothesis that that also helps plants grow better. So those are kind of just some interesting facts about plants. Chloroplasts especially are just a organelle within the plant cell. They're part of a family of plant organelles called plastids, and these have a pigment within them, and you might have heard of it. This pigment is called chlorophyll, and it's what makes plants green. So other plants, such as, say, radishes, have a different pigment in them, which makes them red. Same thing with red cabbage. So there's different pigments involved, but chlorophyll is the most common one found in chloroplasts that allow the chloroplast to be able to take in sunlight and produce the sugar using photosynthesis. So a chloroplast has some really important parts within it. There's conjecture that chloroplasts are actually just individual cells before, and then were taken in by what we see today as plant cells, and that's why they have this double membrane structure. And it has its own DNA and its own ribosomes and things like that. So that's where the theory that chloroplasts were once their individual cells comes from, because they have all these traits that regular cells have themselves, such as DNA and ribosomes. There are a few main parts within a chloroplast that you need to know. There's this part of it called thylakoids on the inside. So thylakoids are kind of just stacks of these interconnected sacs within the chloroplast, and then each of these sacs is called a granum. And then outside of all of these stacks, there's just some open space with some liquid. And this fluid and space is known as the stroma. So this kind of plays the same role as, say, the cytoplasm within the cell. It kind of just keeps everything in place and helps everything be able to, say, exchange within it or things like that. So those are the main parts within the chloroplast. Sometimes also it's worth mentioning that there's an intermembrane space in between this double membrane, and some parts of the of photosynthesis also occur there. So these are the main parts you need to know about the chloroplast.